And welcome all back to Election Time News, your one-stop for political summations, poll reviews, reviews on other predictors, and more. Today is Monday, September 30th, 2024. Today I will be going over the Republican best-case scenario for the 2024 presidential map. Now, this is realistically their best-case scenario and is not their dream scenario. I may do that again in the future based on the reception of this video. If you'd like to see that, make sure to like this video and comment down below so that I know if there's an audience for it. Now, make sure to subscribe, hit that bright red button so that we can hit our goal of 250 subscribers by Election Day, which I will be streaming live starting at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time and ending at or later than 1:30 a.m. I will be doing analyses of all the results as they come in, comparing them to predictions of myself and other creators, and more. So you don't want to miss that. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it. Of course, on Tuesday, November 5th. Now, getting into our predictions here, here's the current map, the overall map for the current standings of the 2024 presidential election. And things are going to change on this map, obviously, and this is the situation in which we go into election night and there ends up being a red wave. So starting things off with the swing states are going to change. Obviously, Pennsylvania is going to go tilt red. Now, this is a huge start for Donald Trump, but he is currently only behind by 2 single percentage points on Polymarket right now, 51-49. He won the state in 2016 against everyone's expectations by 0.72%. I think that he would actually win by even more in a larger red wave scenario, as he has more urban support, and if he's able to keep enough support in the suburbs and keep his support in the rural regions that he gained from 2016 to 2020, he would probably be able to hold the state by almost up to 2 points. In Michigan, it would also be tilt red. Now, this would be much closer, probably just under a point, as it went by not even a quarter of a point to Trump in 2016. The Polymarket odds also have it very likely to go to Harris at 2/3 of a chance. The polls aren't necessarily very close here either. Out of Michigan, we have even, but then Harris +1, Trump +3, Trump +2. These were somewhat recent, but the overall average, I believe, has Harris up by about 4 or 5, 3 or 2 to 3 points. Sorry. Going in here, we can see that it actually, yes, she's ahead by 2.4 points. So this would be about a 4-point underestimation for the Republicans, and he might win Wisconsin by a not tilt margin. This would be just over 2 points, because he just won by just under a point in 2016, 0.75%, and if anything, I feel like Wisconsin is the state in which he would have the most gains, as they have the least amount of college-educated voters. It's the whitest state out of the trio. Minnesota would probably be lean Democrat, just over 2 points. It just barely stayed in Clinton's column by 1.5% in 2016. And on that note, going over to New Hampshire, on a good enough night, it would also go lean Democrat. Now, based on 2016, you would say they would probably flip to Trump if it were in a slightly worse situation than 2016, but I think that it, as a whole, has actually shifted a bit to the left, even in respect to the nation, and it has an 89% chance of going to Harris, according to Polymarket, which I don't think is anything close to being able to flip. Even though in a dream scenario there would be a red New Hampshire, I just don't see it happening. Nebraska's 2nd congressional district, I think, would tilt blue. I, again, don't think it would flip. And Maine's statewide contest would tilt. Maine's 2nd congressional district would be likely red. I don't think it would make the 10% margin. Again, as there's been some pushback, it would 10.3%. It would be very close, at somewhere between likely or safe. I'm gonna leave it on likely, but there's a relatively good chance it would go safe. North Carolina would go between 2 and 4 points for Donald Trump. The same can be said for Georgia and Arizona. Now, Nevada would only tilt red probably by under a point, as it's been a very solid Democratic-leaning state. It has voted Democratic consistently since 2004, where it only went red by 2.6%, and the year before that by 3.5%. So it's been right on the edge of flipping. It actually voted 3 points to the right to the rest of the nation in 2020, because the nation voted 3 points more for Joe Biden than in 2016, but it kept its 2.4-point margin for Joe Biden that it had voted for Hillary Clinton. So it definitely has the potential to shift. I don't see it actually getting the momentum to go above 2 points, though. Then stepping up in Alaska, we would end up with a safe margin in Alaska. There's not all that much votes that would need to be kept there. Virginia would almost be lean, probably somewhere to like 3 to 4 points, even worse than Clinton's performance in the state of Virginia. We would see Iowa go up probably to likely. Ohio would definitely go safe. Florida would go likely, and Texas would actually go to the likely. Florida would go to the certain. Iowa would go certain. I keep on forgetting that I have a 5 scale here. And they would go certain, which is going to be between 8, is going to be 7 and 8 points. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8, and then 9 and above is actually going to be safe. And New Mexico would probably step down to about 4 points or so, which is going to just barely be lean, but it would be very close. It might go likely, but I have a feeling they would actually go lean. Oregon would probably be right around 10 points, so it would still be safe on this map, but it would be much lower. Illinois would probably go around 14 points. New Jersey on a 15-point margin map would probably go around 14 points, so that would be only likely. Same for Delaware, and Connecticut would most likely vote a bit down, probably about closer to 14 points. New York, I would probably say, would go around 16%. Instead of the probably about 18% that I think it has been polling at recently. I'm not 100% sure. But obviously, this 4.2% lead, that would be a relatively large shift in the national environment. That would require probably about almost a tie nationally in the national popular vote for Harris and Trump. That is basically what this map is for. If they were tied nationally, then this is basically the result. It would be 312 electoral votes for Trump and 226 electoral votes for Harris, which would be an overwhelming victory for Donald Trump, winning every single swing state like he did, minus Nevada, in 2016. So this would basically be a return of 2016, where he would actually improve, as he would have flipped the state of Nevada and also gotten down margins in New Mexico and Virginia. Thank you all so much for watching. I will be releasing more videos tomorrow, and of course the live stream on election night. Make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss those. And I hope you all have an amazing rest of your day.